Hello everyone, welcome back to Piofiore Faded Memories! And to what might be the last video of Orlok's route, I don't know. So I was looking, and on YouTube, I found a video of Orlok's route with no commentary. Don't worry, I'm not spoiling on anything. I didn't look at what happens in the video. I just saw from where we are right now, how far we are to the end, and man, we got some bad timing this round. I was able to time it out very well with Dante's route. It's looking like he might be the only one still. You see, what we have left, it looks like if I do my usual 40 to 50 minute video, then the next one, there won't be enough for a full video, and I don't want to do half of Orlok's route and then just the very beginning of Gil. That'd be weird. So I don't know, this might just end up being a little bit of a longer one, and then we do his short story at the start of the next one before we start Gil, like we did with Yang and Nicola. It's frustrating, but yeah, I mean, it's just the way the timing looks like it's gonna work out in this one, so I guess we'll see. But my guess is that this one's gonna be a little longer to finish out the actual route, and then we'll do the short story before we start Gil's route again. That's just, if I had to guess right now, that's how it's gonna go. But yeah, now we are in the church, and I'm just gonna hope that this ends without the death of Gil and Dante. Let's just jump into it. As Orlok crushed the remaining Laoshu, Gilbert Redford and his men appeared. The Visconti family had arrived. Please don't die. Gil, I've gotta say, I'm still baffled by your reasoning for this. This seems like so much effort to go after one dude for a deal that he didn't even know he was messing up.
ラオ州の残党を利用したのか。人聞きの悪いこと言うなよ。俺は連中に復讐の機会を与えてやっただけさ。ラオ州が俺を狙うのはわかる。俺がヤンを殺したから。ああ、狩猟を殺されたら報復に出るのは当然。俺たちビスコンティはラオ州とオルドックの戦いを邪魔しねえって約束でな。
Okay, you shouldn't want to kill us now because we technically did you a favor. The Laoshu are out of the way.
ラオ州はうまくいけば復讐が果たせるし、俺たちはお前らが消えればそれでいい。
You don't really need to do it. Gilbert, your motivations are crap. I hate to tell ya. Gilbert looked over the Laoshu bodies strewn across the church floor.
そいつらは俺が提示した条件で満足してこの作戦に乗ってきたってわけだ。教会を占拠したことが聖女様とやらの耳に入ればいずれ姿を現すと思ってたがこうも早々と来てくれるとはな。
He looked at me with cold eyes. I asked him a question. Signor Redford.
どうした、シニョリーナ?
Why is the Visconti after us? Literally, we don't even know what's going on.
何も知らねえまま死ぬのも不憫か。ま、教えといてやろう。
He replied to my question, but kept his eyes on Orlok the whole time.
お前らがアルカでファルツォーネと騒ぎを起こした日、俺は大事な取引があってな。
Gilbert, I'm sorry. This is the stupidest thing you've ever done. I like you. You've been like a bro throughout the routes, kind of. But this literally is the stupidest thing you've ever done. It's like you made a ruckus. Okay?
お前らのせいで取引は白紙。ビスコンティのメンツは丸つぶれだ。
Okay? But how would we have known you had a deal exactly?
シニョリーナ、知らなかったじゃすまねえことが世の中にはあるんだ。
You were in your private little room in the casino. His sharp glare made my breath catch in my throat. He then continued to speak, this time at me and not Orlok.
ファルツォーネからはそれなりの対価と詫びをもらったが、あんたらは俺の顔に泥を塗ってそれきりだ。
I got nothing to give you. I grew up as an orphan in a church. And basically Orlok too.
それにな、シニョリーナ。ラオ州はあんたを使って住民を扇動した。
I didn't. But
俺からすれば、あんたも町を騒がせた一員だ。
I didn't ask that. They did that all on their own. I wanted to stop it.
それはラオ州が勝手にやったことだ。
Gilbert nodded, but continued with a frown on his face.
ま、ヤンのことだしな。 利用されたって面も確かにあるんだろうが。
You knew that, and yet you're still like, you need to be punished for it.
本当にその女には責任がないか。
What did you want me to do? Responsibility.
新宅の娘だなんだって。
No!
祭り上げられて
It was very frustrating,
いい気になっ
actually.
てたんじゃねえのか？
I never thought that at all.
ならどうして否定しなかった？
How was I supposed to do that? His voice was now serious with anger.
彼女は教会の人たちを人質に取られていたようなものだから否定できなかった。
それじゃあ教会を守るためなら町の連中は犠牲になっても構わねえってことか。
Sacrifice? What are you talking about? How would they have been sacrificed by me doing that? That's not it. I wanted to protect everyone. The church, the town, everyone. No one listened to me when I said that I wasn't a saint. Yeah, so there you go, Gilbert. I did say I wasn't a saint and no one listened. They kept listening to what the Lao Shu said. Feel silly yet? Which is why we went into hiding, so that the Lao Shu couldn't use us anymore.
同情はする。ヤン相手に策で勝負するなんて花から無理があったんだ。
Yeah, exactly.
ラオシュはあんたを信仰する連中から金を集めてた。特に年寄りは相当の額を積んだらしい。
Okay, that's not my fault. Literally, I told you, I did what I could. Like, I'm just a girl. I was so focused on trying to escape that I didn't notice what was happening to the others. I didn't know they were doing that.
彼女も自分の身と教会を守るのに精一杯だったから。
立場による理由は誰にだってあるさ。否定はしない。大切なのは
Gilbert, you're annoying me.
何を選んだか。
You're literally annoying me right now. I don't care. Your reasoning is still stupid. We're like, we literally couldn't do anything. I didn't know that was happening. Like, I was literally just existing. Everything was happening to me. There was nothing I could have done. And he was like, yeah, well, what's done is done. I still want you dead. He glared sharply at me from the corner of his eye.
あんたは自分とその周りの保身を選んだ。それはあんたの都合ってもんだ。俺には俺の都合がある。だからあんたらには責任を取らせる。
It's so hard to hold me responsible though, and it's like, I didn't have a choice in any of this. I don't understand what he wanted me to do about everyone else. Like, there was nothing I could do.
俺たちが狙われる理由は分かった。でも教会は巻き込まないでほしい。
ああ、あるかは。教会は不可侵だからな。今回もわざわざ人払いしてやったしな。おしゃべりはもういいか？
You are so
俺も
silly.
暇じゃねえんだ。
ああ。
Listen, if you die, it's your own fault. Orlok readied his dagger. The Visconti pointed their guns. Ah! Before I knew it, Orlok quickly grabbed me and threw me over his shoulder.
かかれ!
He avoided the gunfire before it started and dove behind a pew. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. This is so dumb! Gilbert! This is so
ここに隠れて
stupid.
て。
Orlok spoke sharply, then ran back out into the fray. The Visconti were after me too, no doubt. I felt death creeping closer.
ビスコンティ、俺が相手だ。
Unable to do anything else, the best I could manage was pray for Orlok to be safe. He was diverting everyone's attention so that no one would come after me. He was at a disadvantage in terms of numbers. But he's still so slick. Even so, Orlok maneuvered and struck in a way that wouldn't fatally wound them.
逃がすかよ!
One of the soldiers with a bleeding leg grabbed onto Orlok's leg from the ground.
もらった!
Another soldier fired his gun, seeing Orlok unable to move.
探検で銃弾を弾い
That's impressive. To deflect a bullet with your little blade. The soldier froze, seeing Orlok parry the bullet with his dagger.
俺は死ねない。
Orlok kicked the man on the ground and freed himself. But he's still just too good. He's getting you all. He weaved around the Visconti, stabbing each of them in turn. But none of it was enough to stop them. The Visconti continued charging at him relentlessly. It's as though they don't care if they die. They never end. Sweat began to roll down Orlok's forehead. I could tell things weren't going well.
話に聞いていたよりぬるいな。殺す気がないのか。
Gilbert Redford spoke coldly as he watched Orlok tire himself out.
俺たちはそのつもりで。殺されるつもりでお前に会いに来たんだがな。
どういうことだ。
まともにやり合ってもお前には勝てねえ。だが、どれほど優れた技術と人並み外れた運動神経、人間は疲弊する。そうなれば動きは鈍り、お前は死に近づいていく。そいつらはおとりだ。お前の体力を削ぎ落とし、数的優位によって勝利をつかむ。それが俺たちビスコンティの戦い方だ。
He gave a malicious laugh. Visconti, see you get out of here. With a roar, more men began charging toward Orlok. Orlok swung his dagger and kicked the men away from him one by one, but soon one of them finally grabbed hold of Orlok and kept him from moving. Watch out! Did you shoot him? The bullet grazed Orlok's cheek. The gunshot was fired without any concern for the soldier holding him. Orlok punched the man and freed himself, panting heavily with his shoulders. For something so silly. I saw that Orlok was growing nervous at the sight of the Visconti fighting tenaciously. They don't care about losing their lives as long as their family wins. All in the name of the family. They resolved to kill Orlok for marring their name. As with the Lao Shu, another side of the Mafia was revealed. The Visconti's unwavering devotion to the family instilled inside me a strangely familiar fear. Neither side was giving up. The smell of blood grew thicker by the second. Orlok's dagger swung slower with each blow he took. Orlok grabbed the arm and shoulder of the soldier trying to stand up. A dull crack could be heard. Owie! He broke your bones! The soldier held his shoulder and fell to the ground. Orlok was covered in sweat and blood. He immobilized most of the soldiers. But the wear and tear accumulating on his body was apparent. Even then, Orlok's eyes glimmered with life and a resolve to endure. The Visconti took a step back, seeing the intensity of Orlok's bloody form. The fight continued, but after a few moments, all the soldiers had fallen to the ground. Orlok was panting heavily, somehow still standing, somehow still conscious, somehow knocking them all to the ground. Good job getting wiped out! Leave the rest to me! Gilbert Redford let his men know to stand down as he looked at Orlok. Orlok glared at him, and Gilbert gave a generous smile. Did you bring a cannon again? It just rolls it into the church. He spoke boldly as if it were common sense. Orlok steadied his breathing. He then looked straight at Gilbert. Sorry, my god.
けど、俺はここで死ぬわけにはいかない。たとえ不利でも諦めるわけには。
Orlok positioned his dagger again and spoke in a powerful voice.
あなたが 彼女、俺の大切な人を傷つけるつもりなら、俺はたとえどんなことをしてでもあなたたちを倒さなくちゃいけない。
You sure? You seem kind of out of breath.
譲れないのはこちらも同じだ。
互いに譲れねえならぶつかるしかねえな。
Oop. Now I'm cutting Gilbert off. He gave an eerie smile and pointed his gun at Orlok. Orlok dodged the bullet and tried to close in like he usually did. Woo! But this time he was tired and didn't have the stamina to continue fighting. Soon, a bullet grazed his arm. Unable to help, only being able to pray was making me hate my very existence.
玉切れか。
What? Whipped his gun in his right hand. You've got to have more.
逃がさない。
Dude, you did not just bring like a gun with like 5 bullets. Gilbert! This has got to be some sort of trap. There's no way you're this stupid in this route. Well, I kicked the ground and prepared to strike.
逃げるつもりはねえよ。
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, listen, you've done some dumb stuff in this route. There's no way you did that. He read Orlok's move. He quickly traded the guns in. Oh, he quickly traded the guns in his hands and moved in. They crossed each other. Orlok. I screamed, expecting the worst.
もらった。
Hello? What happened? A gunshot resounded along the halls.
No.
He looked down at his bloody shirt without letting go of his gun. What? Huh? Gilbert Redford slowly staggered, then crumbled to his knees. Dante?
悪いな、ギルバート。
Oh. We're good? Okay. My fangirling knocked my headphones and then like his voice was all like crackly. Slowly but surely. I heard and now I can't speak. I heard footsteps approaching.
あの男を殺すのは俺だ。
But I don't want you to die. Also, is Gilbert dead? Did that kill him? That's the first like time you guys have been like, I don't know, it's weird to see Dante just be like, shoot Gilbert, because they're usually on the same side. Dante appeared in front of us.
ファルツォーネ、てめえ、よくもギルを裏切りやがったな。許さねえ。
Shut up, you're on the floor bleeding. Dante glanced at the enraged Visconti. He then calmly gave advice to the men.
その傷ならまだ助かるかもしれないな。今すぐ病院に連れて行けば。
Okay, he's not dead. It also meant that if they bothered with Dante now, they would let Gilbert die.
今回の詫びはギルバートの望む形で果たす。この俺の誇りにかけて。だから今は余計な横槍を入れるな。
Dante, please don't die.
オルロックは俺が殺す。ビスコンティもこの男の死を望んでいるはずだが。
Dante's words made the men murmur amongst themselves, but soon
ギルが先だ。
they all moved toward Gilbert.
急げ、今すぐ医者に連絡しろ。
くそ、触るんじゃねえ。ここで引くわけには。
I don't know. Gilbert's just making me laugh every time I look at him now. Because I just can't get over his motive.
ギル、今は無理だ。あんたには生きててもらわねえと。
They denied their boss's orders and carried him by his shoulders out the church. The clamor moved away, and soon the area was filled with silence.
ギルバート、助けた。
何の話だ。
俺は次でギルバートを殺すつもりだった。殺すしかないと思ってた。他の奴らと違って殺さずに勝てる相手じゃなかったから。だから俺はあえてギルバートの誘いに乗って仕留めるつもりだった。
It scared me seeing Orlok pushed to his limits, but that was just part of his plan. Gilbert Redford would probably never leave in the middle of battle. The only way he would retreat was if his life were in danger. So Dante nonchalantly replied as he glared coldly at Orlok.
お前はファルツォーネの血にまつわる因縁そのものだ。
See, now Dante's motive, like, this isn't just me being a Dante simp. It's like his motive actually makes sense though. Like, you killed my dad.
俺がこの手で決着をつけなければならない。 でなければ死んでいったものが浮かばれない。
Orlok twitched a bit, hearing the word deceased.
お前は俺の父を殺した。そして
And Nicola, yeah.
ニコラも。
I can't believe how long Nicola's been gone. Dante's eyes were filled with hatred.
それだけでは飽き足らず、ファルツォーネにとって重要な意味を持つ存在を、その娘を連れ回し危険にさらした。
I miss you. That's not true. Orlok has been protecting me all this time. Dante looked at me for a moment, hearing my plea.
お前を守っていたのはファルツォーネだ。
I know you were.
オルロックはロズベルグの還元に乗り、安全な場所からお前を盗み出した。それは許されることじゃない。
ダンテの言う通りだ。
Orlok closed his eyes in
俺
pain.
の行いは間違ってた。
My heart gripped with pain, hearing Orlok's repentance.
ファルツォーネファミリーのカポとして、俺はお前を殺す。
Can we not? Because I really want Dante to live. Dante's eyes showed his conviction. The only resolution was death. Only one would survive. Please, no, no, no! Dante suddenly snapped his fingers. A number of the Falzone family's men walked into the church. They were dragging with them Roseberg. Bold of you to assume that I care what happens to him, though. Ha! Leo's got him. Huh?
ケイカ、どうしてここに？
Orlok, fuck him. Fuck that guy. Orlok sounded confused.
お前たちが教会で遊んでいる間に、こちらで捕らえさせてもらう。
I'm glad. I want to thank you, Dante. I hate him. He wanted me
私を
dead.
解放しろ。このような真似をして
黙れ。
Yeah, silence. Dante coldly ordered Bishop Roseberg to hold his tongue.
お前はラオ州と通じ、あの女を奪おうとした。すべてはこの地の利権を手に入れるため。ギルバートが調べてくれた。お前の動きは強国の総意じゃない。そうだな、ロズベルグ。
Orlok tried to say something, but words wouldn't come out of his mouth.
お前の野望もここまでだ。俺たちの領域に土足で踏み込んだ以上、それなりの責任を取ってもらおう。
Kill him, see if I care.
オルロックがお前の子飼いだと言うなら、当然俺の父の殺害にはお前が絡んでいる。つまり、お前は数年前からずっとファルツォーネを潰すために動いていた。組織にあだなす者をここで見逃してやるほど俺は優しくない。お前の存在は強国も持て余しているはずだ。聖職者は高潔でなければならないからな。強国の手間を省いてやろう。
It's very hot of you, Dante. Let it happen, Orlok. Orlok stuttered hesitantly, and in turn, Bishop Roseberg raised his voice in anger.
何を言う薄汚い犯罪者どもが。
You're the criminal.
マフィアだと気取った言い方をしようが事実は変わらん。ファルツォーネは犯罪者の集団に過ぎんと誰もが理解している。
Bishop Roseberg unleashed his emotions.
そんな連中にこの町を任せられるものか。
Mr. Fake Prophecy.
生物が眠るブルローネの管理者
Shut
と
up,
して
Mr.
お前
Murderer.
たちはふさわしくない。
I'm going to raise children to be murderers? Dante stared at him coldly, but let him speak.
先代のカポシルビオ・ファルツォーネもろくな男ではなかった。
Yeah, this is really gonna help your case, Roseberg. Call him a hooligan to his face, yeah.
死んで当然の男だ。我々の行いは正しい。
Dante, end him. End him right now. Do
そ
it.
うか。よく言った。そこまで言うのなら、
Do it.
覚悟はできているだろう。
Do it! Dante's nonchalant voice was followed with a gun pointed at Bishop Roseberg's face. Do it! Bishop Roseberg's face paled. The trigger was pulled slowly. Come on. Come on. Orlok swallowed his breath. His fists were clenched, but he wasn't moving.
安心しろ。お前の殺した人間が向こうで迎えてくれるだろう。
Ah, do it! Orlok, don't you dare stop him! Dante pulled the trigger without remorse. Boom! You got what You had that coming, you jerk. Listen, I don't condone murder, but that felt good. Bishop Roseberg's body couldn't hold its weight up and crumpled to the floor. Orlok bit his lips and looked at the body that was once Bishop Roseberg. Thank you, Dante. Thank you. Oh, you made me happy. Orlok. He looked at me with dull eyes. He had it coming.
陛下は最後まで人を殺すことを肯定してたから、俺はそれを良しとすることはできない。俺と陛下が信じる道はもう分かたれた。悲しいけど理解はしてるから。だから俺はダンテを止めなかった。
Orlok mumbled without strength as he began to grieve. Dante stepped on Bishop Roseberg's bloody body. Do it. Yeah, go ahead for it. Go. Yeah, why not? Why not step on his body? He deserved it.
こんなクズが一人死んだところでニコラも父も戻らない。
Dante slowly turned to Orlok. His eyes were burning with hatred. Wait, please. Orlok was just being used by Bishop Roseberg.
たとえそうだとしても、実際に手を下したのはその男だ。
ダンテの言う通りだ。
Orlok's calm voice didn't fit the current situation he was in.
俺は人を殺した。命じられたことでも、その罪は間違いなく。
Dante didn't change his expression, and he extended his arm toward me. Oh, okay. If you insist, Dante, I guess I'll go with you. After all this time with Orlok, just, okay.
リリアーナを傷つけるつもりはない。こちらへよこせ。
If you insist. Here, take my hand. Take my hand.
そしてお前は死ね。
His heartless words brought a shiver down my spine.
俺がお前たちを見逃すことはない。
Dante's eyes were now colored with madness. If I go, he's going to kill Orlok. I stood between them to cover Orlok. It is difficult though, because if I do put myself in his shoes, it's like... Obviously, I understand it from Orlok's perspective. Like I've been saying this whole time, where it's like, he was basically in a cult brainwashed this whole time. But then from Dante's perspective, like if it were me and someone did that to my dad, I would at least still want them to go to jail, you know? Like, I still wouldn't be able to, like, totally forgive that, you know?
Lily.
I could hear Orlok speak my name in a quiet voice. Senor Falzone, I won't go with you. Oh, darn.
その男と死ぬか。いいだろう。
It's so bad that I'm just like, dang, you look good right now. I clenched my hands tightly, expecting death to fall upon me. Instead, what I heard took me by surprise.
お前たちに別れの時間を与えてやる。明日の夜、町外れの丘にある廃墟に来い。
You do know we could run by then, right?
来なくてもいい。俺はどこまででも追う。
Don't threaten me with a good time. And with that, Dante called his men together and, without another word, left the church. I'm sorry. I can't control it. You know this. The church was shrouded in silence. The tension inside me eased, making my legs wobble.
危ない。転ばなくてよかった。
Orlok quickly cradled me in his arms to keep me steady.
ごめん。血が。
Sorry, I'm all bloody. It's okay. I'm happy you're still with me. I felt Orlok about to release his hold, so I grabbed his hand to keep him close.
少し休もう。
Yeah, probably.
いろんな
It
こ
was
と
a bit
が
much.
あったから。
Yes, it was. And I need to patch you up. The Laoshu and the Visconti were still unconscious on the ground. Still holding hands, we slowly made our way out of the church. Orlok looks back and gazed at the now silent Bishop Roseberg. It was Orlok's final farewell to him. Dante's deadline was tomorrow night. We returned to the hideout in Creta to rest ourselves. Orlok practically eliminated the Laoshu family at the battle at church. The Visconti would likely prioritize getting their boss back to full health. As boss, Dante would probably not go against his word. Tonight was a night where we could rest without worry of being hunted, which is why we decided to return back to the hideout. I breathed a deep sigh after patching up Orlok's wounds. Being here brought back memories from when we were living together. Orlok constantly worried about me, even when he was the one going out into danger. I also treated his wounds when he was shot. It all feels like not so long ago. Oh, like so long ago. Never mind, that was the opposite of what I said. Yeah? What is it?
さっきのダンテの話。見逃す気はないって言ってたけど、あなたに危害を加える気がないのは本当のことだと思う。あな
Orlok?
たはファルツォーネにとって特
Tennis.
別な存在だから。
Wait a minute. Don't tell me you... Don't... It's okay, I'll try again. Don't you tell me to go to the
聞
Falzone.
いて、
Orlok interrupted, perhaps knowing how I was going to react.
俺はたくさんの罪を背負ってる。今までたくさん人を殺した。それが正しいことだと信じて、それ以外の生き方を知らなかったから。けど、それは言い訳だ。
He held his chest in agony.
本当は神はこんなことを望んでいるのかって。でもそう思うのはきっと俺の弱さや至らなさが原因だって。俺の信仰心が足りないからそう思うんだって。俺は自分の頭で考えなかった。それが俺の罪だ。その代償を払うのは今なんだと思う。
Orlok. Orlok was facing his sins now. He understood Dante's anger was justified, and that he needed to pay for what he'd done. Orlok opened his mouth to say something, because he closed it again tightly. After a moment of pause, he made the decision to speak.
それでも俺は死にたくない。
Oh yeah.
ダンテの悲しみを思えばきっと俺は死ぬべきで、それでも足りないくらいなんだって分かってる。
Orlok looked at me anxiously like a lost child. Then, Orlok touched my hand hesitantly.
浅ましい願いなのは分かってる。俺の罪の重さも。だけど生きたい。リリーと一緒に。そのためにまた罪を背負うことになってもダンテを
No! No, 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 no.
殺すことにな
No,
っ
no,
て
no,
も。
no, 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 no. Let's not do that. Wait. Back up. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Orlok looked at my eyes intently and
そ
continued.
れでも
No, 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 no,
もしリリーが
no, 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 no,
俺
no,
の
no,
そ
no,
ば
no,
にい
no,
て
no,
くれるの
no.
なら
No. Let's think of a different plan. His words sounded like a prayer. This feels counterintuitive. You're just gonna kill Dante. Ugh. Great. I'll be with you forever. I don't want to condone this. I'll be with you no matter what happens. Don't kill him. Orlok looked surprised, hearing my words. His eyes were quivering with anxiety. I looked straight at him with resolve. I love you, Orlok. I already told you this once. Yes, you may have taken many people's lives. Even so, I still love you. Perhaps my feelings are sinful as well. I recalled Dante's eyes that were filled with hatred toward Orlok. The people you killed, and those related to them, will probably hate me too. Am I the only one that thinks that this feels wrong? That it's like, you killed his dad, and now he's like, hurt over it, and then you recognize, like, that was bad of me to do, and then you kill him? but I still love you, and my feelings won't change no matter what. I boldly confessed to him my feelings. I could feel his hand pulsing. Orlok whispered to me, his voice shaking as if he were about to cry.
リリー
I hate it
あり
here.
がとう
Why? I mean, I know I don't know what any other solution could be, but why?
俺はあなたを守りたい
I knew how he felt from his expression, his voice, and his
も
eyes.
し俺のせいであなたが憎まれるなら
Also, if we kill Dante, then isn't the rest of the Felzoni gonna come after us? Let's get on a rocket and go to space.
そのためにどれだけ罪深い道を歩くことになっても悔いはない
I might regret it.
俺は咎人だ罪を償わなくちゃいけないそれでもあなたがいなくちゃ
Orlok pleaded to me quietly, then came closer to me. I shyly looked at him in acceptance. I didn't. Tears rolled out of Orlok's beautiful eyes. They were tears of the happiness we both shared. I'm not happy you're gonna kill my boyfriend! And yet, my heart was filled with pain. Yeah, same. His soft and kind lips touched mine. It felt like a pact had been made. But you don't get to see it. I want to live with Orlok. Interesting, they kissed for the first time and you don't see it. I wanted to live with him in peace. That was our one and only wish. And that wish was filled with greed and sin. No. The next day, as Dante said, we visited the ruins where we were supposed to meet him.
来たか
Dante was there alone.
ここはこの町に隠された生物の眠る場所だ俺とお前が決着をつけるにはふさわしいだろうそれで殺される覚悟はできたか
Dante looked sharply at Orlok. Orlok was standing next to me and he took a step
ダン
forward.
テが俺を狙うのは父親を殺したのが俺だって
So now
気
I'm
づ
gonna
いた
kill
から
you!
だと思ってた
I don't know if I know there's really no other way out of this, but this just feels like the opposite of what should be happening with this development. Dante's brow twitched a bit, the frown on his face
け
unmoving.
ど俺はそれに気づかないふりをしたどう俺が殺し
And I
た
cut
こ
him
とを
off again.
認めるわけにはいかなかったからだけどそれは間違ってた
Orlok's eyes showed regret as he looked straight at
俺
Dante.
はあなたの家族の命を奪った取り返しのつかないことをした
This is feeling wrong. This whole speech, I'm like, yeah. And are you gonna kill him?
本当にすまない探偵
言葉の謝罪など望んでいない
Dante snarled with anger.
分かってる俺の命を差し出しても
So
あ
I'm
な
gonna
たの
take
痛
your
みは
life.
言えないってこともそれでも俺を憎むその気持ちも今なら想像できる
Orlok's face twisted in sorrow as he spoke to Dante.
今の俺にはとても大切な人がいるその人を守りたい自分の全てを捧げて何よりそばにいたい触れていたいし触れてほしい
No.
彼女のそばで生きるために俺はどうしてもダンテに殺されるわけにはリリーと一緒に生きるために
Dante, any chance you just want to be like, okay, please, I'm trying to save your life. Dante responded to Orlok's words with an indiscernible
陛
expression.
下の命令だけに従って生きてきた俺が初めて持った自分だけの願いだからどうしてもこれだけは捨てられないだから
No.
俺は今夜ここであなたを殺すそして彼女と共に
Why is
生き
this?
延びる
Why? We should have just left yesterday instead of going in that church. Orlok brandished his dagger and looked at Dante with resolve in his eyes. Dante's eyes had been filled with a murderous rage, but they seem to have softened a bit. Please?
俺はマフィアだ。人の恨みを買うことも少なくない。誰かを手にかけたこともある。お前が俺と同じ覚悟を持ち、己と己が背負う者のために手を汚す覚悟を決めたのなら、受けて立つ。
No.
もっとも、俺は殺されるつもりはないが。
But you're gonna. Dante and Orlok's conviction. They were going to fight for what they believed. They were willing to tread the same path and commit any sin. Please come back alive, I said to Dante! The battle began with a gunshot. I hit it here! Orlok jumped to the side and dodged the bullet, quickly closing the distance to Dante. Dante used the butt of his gun to parry Orlok's attempted stab at his throat. They each drew back from each other. Dante's shots were exact and ruthless, each forcing Orlok to run. But the bullets weren't fast enough to impede Orlok's acceleration. Orlok saw an opening and dove in to attack. But his dagger only broke the skin. Oh, he probably will. He yells with no concern for the blood seeping out. The battle continued without an end in sight. Please. I continued praying as I looked on as a witness to the ensuing battle. Dante pointed his gun at Orlok, who had moved within range. Orlok. The bullet pierced Orlok's body. His shoulder bled a deep red as he yelled, "Let's fake your death! Dude, let's fake your death and then Dante will leave." Wait, then he's gonna take me. Shit. Never mind, that's not gonna work. No, this sounds bad. This sounds bad. This sounds really bad. No. He forced his injured hands... his injured hand's fingers to shift the dagger into his left hand. No. He sped toward Dante without remorse and... No. Ah! Oh, great. Oh, great. I get to see it. Oh, great. It's not like you're just telling me he died. I have to actually look at it? His dagger punctured Dante's chest. No!
あなたを殺すことは謝らない。代わりに、俺はあなたを一生。
You know, if someone said that to me with a knife in my chest, I'd be like, I don't care!
あなたの命を奪った罪をずっと抱えて生きていく。だから。
I hate that you made me look at this.
勝手にしろ。
Dante sighed at his words. For some reason, it almost felt like he was smiling at the result.
俺はファルツォーネのカポとして戦い負けた。それだけだ。
I hate it here! His azure eyes slowly lost their light. No offense, Gilbert. Why couldn't you die instead? You were the one with the stupid reasoning.
どこへなと好きなところに消え失せろ。
I care. His words were harsh, but his expression was calm and serene. Stop it! Stop doing this to me! Before his last breath, Dante looked at me and tried to say something. No, don't! That's gonna break my heart. What? What is it? Oh my god. But we're- No! You didn't get to say anything to me! The words didn't escape his mouth. He fell to the ground and was silent. Seeing him take his final breath, Orlok fell to his knees on the spot. Orlok, yeah, what? Oh, great, you're alive. I hurriedly ran toward him, calling his name. He had fought bravely to this day. Starting with the siege against the Laoshu, he fought Yang and his men. He fought the Visconti family and Gilbert. And just now he fought Dante, the proof of their battle etched upon his flesh. Shut up!
大丈夫。
Dante's not fine! Let's get him to a doctor! He mumbled to me after hearing me call his name. Thank goodness. I'm so happy you're still alive. I couldn't suppress my emotions any longer. The tears I held back spilled from my eyes. Thank God I understood how sinful those words are. The happiness that we achieved came from the sacrifice of many people's blood.
もう終わったよ。
Yes, it is. I embraced Orlok strongly, but carefully, so that I wouldn't worsen his wounds. We held each other to make sure we were both still alive. We left Brulone immediately after the battle against Dante. It was hard to leave the land I once called home, but Gilbert Redford still presided over the town. Yeah, he still wants us dead. We couldn't stay here anymore, lest we risk losing our souls to more sin. And, with nowhere to go, luck appeared in front of us to save us from our situation. The young boy we had met at the ruins, Emilio, invited us to come to the church. We were placed under the church's custody and lived a life of daily prayer to God. We wouldn't forget the sins we bore, which was why we promised to live a life devoted to helping others in need. Emilio granted us our wish. We were now working at the church's orphanage and taking care of the children there.
そんなに走ると危ない。
くすぐり攻撃だ。オルロック、覚悟。
二人はずるい。
I stood and watched with a basket of laundry in hand. I gave a happy smile, seeing Orlok play so happily with the children.
もうかなり良さそうだね。
I still couldn't get used to him appearing like this, even after being here for months. Emilio was like a shadow. He would often appear next to or behind us without a sound. Emilio, please stop that. He gave a childish smile. He was always like this. No matter how many times I asked him to stop doing that, he never answered. Well, at least he's not hurting like before. I sighed a bit, at which Emilio responded.
そう、慣れてきたのかな。上手に使いこなせているみたいだ
Oh,
ね。
prosthetic arm.
あの義手。
Yes. I didn't realize his arm was that hurt. During the battle against Dante Falzone, he took a hit to his right shoulder, but nothing I did could treat his wound. Unable to see a doctor, he lost the use of his arm, and it had to be removed. Ow. After our escape, Emilio prepared a prosthetic arm made using the latest technology. At first, Orlok had problems using it, as it didn't move as swiftly as he wanted.
君も混ざってきたら。
Huh? But I have the laundry
そ
to...
んなもの、少しくらい遅くなったって誰も怒らないよ。ほら。
I keep cutting people off. Huh? He pushed my back and I stumbled forward. Only recently had I found out how stubborn Emilio could be. Oh, Emilio. I gave up and placed the basket on the floor. I then went out to play with Orlok and the kids.
お姉ちゃんどうしたの？
I came to help Orlok.
発生？
That's right. It's my turn to tickle you two.
お姉ちゃんたら。
We laughed and frolicked on the lawn while bathing in the warm sunlight. Orlok and the kids were having so much fun. I prayed earnestly that the time we spent here together now would last forever.
君たちに神の祝福があらんことを。
Roll the credits? I believe so, yes. I know there's more after the credits, but it never lets me skip the credits. I just have to watch them for some reason. I'm lowering the music as per usual, just in case there's copyrights. But I guess I'll start talking about my thoughts on the route now. I guess beginning with where I would rank this route, and I'm going to put it above Yang's, but below Nicola. So that would make my current order Dante, Nicola, Orlok, Yang. It's still better than Yang's because I'm not stuck with Yang. And in Yang, it's like literally everyone but Orlok died. Yang himself was part of what brings this route down a lot for me because I had to spend so much time with him. It pained my soul. But what made it better is that, number one, I didn't have to stay with Yang and be with Yang and date Yang. And also Orlok was there to, make things better, I wasn't totally at Yang's mercy. I had a buffer there. He was in my corner. He was on my side, which was nice. But another thing is just like Genuinely, I felt like garbage playing this route. Like, I'm all for some angst. Like, I love some good angst that, like, really gets me feeling stuff. But this route, it was like, I don't know. It was, like, a little too sad. It was, like, the wrong kind of angst. And it also just, what do I want to say? I felt angry. I often felt angry playing this route. Like, this route was not good for my feelings. I left recordings just feeling upset. Like, that's also what just brings it down so low. It's like, I really was not feeling much enjoyment. Like, it was interesting and all, but like, I was just upset and sad and angry every single time I played this route. Oh, yeah. Are the credits ending? I think they are. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue my thoughts afterwards. Yeah. We'll keep going after the rest of the story on my thoughts. What's next? Looks like the kids are tuckered out. After a long day of playing, the kids were fast asleep on the lawn. Aren't you tired too? Kids can drain a lot of energy after all.
ちょっと疲れた。けど、もう後悔はしたくないから。
Orlok lay down on the ground and looked up into the
ル
skies.
カとは、もっと
Oh, don't remind me of Luca. And I cut you off. You know, one more for the road. Yes, that would have been nice. Remembering Luca brought back vivid memories of regret. I wonder what Orlok is looking at. Interested in what Orlok was seeing in the sky, I quietly peeked into his face. Oh, you really peeked into his face. You're like real close.
どうしたの？
I just wanted to see what was reflecting off your
リ
eyes.
リーが見える。
I couldn't help but giggle in response. True, I only see you too. How does your right arm feel? Amelia was curious to know.
問題ない。
Orlok moved his arm a bit and nodded. That's good to hear. He wore gloves on his hands like before. But now I couldn't feel the warmth from his right hand. Let me know if you need anything,
あ
okay?
りがとう。でも、特にないと思う。
Well, I suppose you do use your left hand pretty well too.
あ、俺はもともと両利きだから、あまり不便はない。
Huh? I didn't know that.
元は左利きだったんだけど、訓練の時に右利きに強制されて、だから左も使える。
No wonder he can use that hand so well. I wish I'd known earlier. Old traditions of the church associated with left-handedness with superstitious beliefs. I recall hearing that Bishop Roseberg was very pious, so... Seeing me go silent, Orlok hesitantly began to speak.
前に買い出しに行って撃たれた時、本当は俺一人でも手当てできた。
Ah. He was referring to the night when I took the bullet out of his arm.
けど、なぜか言い出せなかった。その理由はあの時の俺にはよくわからなくて。でも今ならわかる。俺はあなたに甘えたかったんだと思う。
Orlok. He looked at his prosthetic right hand, then smiled before looking into my eyes.
祝福を授ける手は失ってしまったけど、でも代わりに手に入れたもの、俺の手に入れた最大の祝福はリリー。それからあなたと共に生きる時間。
Orlok smiled ever so preciously. I'm happy I'm with you too. I nodded and smiled back with
ね
happiness.
えリリー、キスしてくれる？
Huh? No! We're outside and the kids are right
今
there.
すごく幸せだからもう大丈夫だって。あなたの祝福が欲しい。ダメかな？
He looked at me with his deep eyes and cherry lips. Unable to refuse his adorable request, I let out a sigh. Why you? Just today, you hear?
嬉しい。ありがとう。
But you still don't get to see it. We hadn't lost our faith in God, but we wouldn't be bound by him either. It was because It was because we learned that our future could only come from taking action ourselves. Behind us were countless bodies. One of them's Dante's. Which is why we needed to live a meaningful life. No matter how difficult or painful the future may be. No matter how many times we endured suffering and sadness. We would live together, hand in hand, forever. Under the blue sky, where Orlok and I were living our lives to this day. The end. I don't know what that says at the top. Okay, are you gonna do that countdown thing? Is it gonna be at 1 now? Yeah? I'm assuming that means we got 1 route left to Secret Boy. Okay, his short story is unlocked, which, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that at the start of the next video because right now I'm gonna go ahead and continue to give my final opinions on the route. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump around this screen as per usual, so because otherwise the opening will start playing. I think you get the point what I was saying about, like, this route just made me feel awful. There was just, a lot of it wasn't Orlok's fault. I mean, most of it wasn't Orlok's fault. A lot of it was like Yang, Bishop Roseburg, everyone just like wanting to go after us for no reason. Nicola's death might have been his fault. Dante's death, that was also his fault. Luca was not his fault. That was just like, okay, what sadist put that in here? Like, what was the point in that? Huh? What was the reason? What was the reason? Why did I need to witness that kid die? What good did that do? Truly. Why? Another thing about his route is that, like, when it comes to Otomes, I like to have, like, the perfect, pretty much 50-50 split in a way of plot and romance. Maybe not 50-50. I don't know. I need to have, like, a good amount of both. And Dante and Nicola's routes definitely, I think, had that for me, where it was, like, a good mix between the plot and the romance. Yang's was just a... I don't even know what Yang's route was. I don't even know what the plot of that route was, so that one's at the bottom. Orlok's, it was like, there was not a lot of romance in this route. There was actually a good while where I forgot that I was supposed to end up with this man. Like, because there was just like so much plot happening, and it felt like there was neither of them like developing feelings for each other. So I literally forgot that it was supposed to happen, and then out of nowhere there was that moment where Lily was like, I love you, and then he didn't respond, which was weird. And then they held hands and blushed like way later, and then they just like got together. But it was so weird because it almost, I mean, we saw them like say that they loved each other and wanted to be together, but it almost sort of happened off screen. Orlok, again, we have to do a short story yet, so maybe it'll be there. He's the only one where he doesn't have like a picture where like they kiss. Like that's kind of odd to me. Like both times that they did it, they didn't show it. They just said that it happened. And Orlok, I mean, I like him. His personality, like, he's not really like my type, you know? But like, that's not a huge deal. I can still enjoy an Otome route, even if characters aren't my type. I think part of the big issue was just like the lack of, I feel like there wasn't enough relationship building. I feel like a lot of it happened off screen. Like, we spent weeks in this hideout and we're going to show you like a small, I mean, like, of course they're only going to show a small portion of it, but like, I didn't see much of their development during that time, I feel. Yeah, aside from just making me feel like garbage, that is probably like my biggest complaint about this route is that like, I didn't love the development, like, between the two of them. And then my other thing, okay, Gilbert, first of all, it's gonna be hard for me to take him seriously in the next route, just because every time I look at him now, I laugh because I think of his reasoning for what he did. It's so funny. It makes no sense. It's so stupid. He risked his life for that. So that whole thing was silly. And I know, call me biased because Dante is my favorite. But I think even putting aside like who my favorite is, I don't love that in the end he killed Dante. That just did not feel right to me. I don't know, maybe Orlok lovers are like, no, it's actually perfect for his development because of this, this, and this. But like, it just felt weird. Like that was the route they decided to go. Like they had Orlok realize that, you know, he broke out of these delusions and was like, okay, all this stuff is wrong. and it was wrong what I did to Dante's dad, and he has every right to be upset and hate me and want me dead. And then he decided to kill him in the end. Like, that felt weird to me, like, realizing what I did to your father is horrible, and now you hate me, like, and so the solution is I'm going to kill you? And it's like, I know Dante seemed to have some sort of peace in the end, but it still felt wrong to me. I wish that we could have pulled like a Gilbert with him, where it's like injure him enough and then, you know, he can still be saved, and then we get put with the church, because we're still in hiding anyway, because Gilbert is alive and still wants us dead. Theoretically, it could be the same for Dante. And again, this isn't just because Dante's my favorite. It just, I did not love that was the conclusion they came to. I know Dante was literally gonna kill us, but again, I don't know. This is just a complaint about like the writing choice that they decided to make, that like, yes, we're gonna have him, like that's gonna be the end thing, is that like they kill Dante. I have these sins, I did horrible things, but I'm gonna do it one more time to kill Dante. It's like, I get it, it was so they could be together, but I don't know, didn't love that. I know I talked about like the other mafia leaders and like my thoughts on their roles in this route, like Gilbert and Dante a lot. I don't think I need to say much about Yang. He's just so annoying. I gotta be honest, I can't stand him. I really can't. But you know, things that I did like was like Orlok breaking free of his brainwashing. I really liked when Dante killed Bishop Roseburg. That was pretty awesome. I think the best part about this route was Orlok being, first of all, the contrast between Lily and Orlok. They were both grew up like in a church setting, orphans, but turned out totally different. Like Lily being this sweet, pure girl, and Orlok being raised to be a murderer. And then through spending time with Lily, he was able to sort of break out of that and realize that he's essentially been brainwashed this whole time, and come to realize like his mistakes and the wrongs that he committed. And then they both are now living a happy life at a church. Like at the beginning when he was like playing with the kids, it's like they got that happy life that they wanted. So that was the best part of the route, was him breaking out of that brainwashing and the comparing the two of them, or I guess contrasting. But yeah, okay, I think that about wraps up my thoughts on Orlok and his route. So next time we're gonna do that short story real quick at the start, because unfortunately, apparently I just can't time this out. I did it once. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it again. And then after that, we will go through the prologue once again, and head on to Gilbert's route. That one's gonna be weird for me, because Gilbert literally just feels like a bro to me at this point. Like, he feels like my friend that just like shows up sometimes and occasionally kidnaps me, but he's like a bro of the Falzones in a way, which is also kind of funny and weird and interesting when Dante was just like, shot him. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm very excited. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!